So, we good? We're good. We are good, right, Creek? Threading a thin needle, lady. A lot of moving parts beneath the surface here. Give me a minute to clear my schedule for you. Make yourself at home in the meantime. Just don't hover, yeah? Of course. You won't even notice I'm here. That is so cool. Oh, just, like... I really, really like Morgan and the way she handles stuff. They have, I think, managed to capture someone who... And it helps that we can get the internal monologue. They've managed to capture her being, like, capable and not unflappable, but definitely able to present an air of unflappability, which goes a long way in this world. I'm thinking of movies and stuff where it's like... I mean, for some reason, the one I'm thinking of is, like, the Reacher movie with Tom Cruise, where he's, like, supposed to be this completely, like, oh, he's infinitely capable and everybody loves him and he's really clever and powerful and so cool. And it's... Tom Cruise, but it's like that's trying too hard, and it does help with getting the internal monologue from the outside. But even so, just like her knowledge of like, yeah, now is the time to be silent and just look at the person in charge, and that conveys a lot more about her and her capabilities than if she like gave a witty retort and brushed the gun aside or something like that, you know. Observe. You doing inventory over here? Ouch. Must have caught you on the worst night of the quarter. Quarter? This ain't a meg operation, lady. We take our inventory daily. Torture. You gonna suggest we put it all down on a spreadsheet, get everyone to sign off every hour? We've got a special name for everything with more than one signature on it. A cricket case. Okay, wow, thrown a lot at me. Crico. Combating Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Criminal Organizations Act. Oh my god, this is awful. Yeah, so the Crico Act is like an expanded RICO, which is to combat like racketeering and criminal organizations. But it's like, it makes a distinction between criminal organizations and just corporations that are breaking the law, but they need to break the law, you know, just to stay up with the whole drug trafficking, gambling, and sex work industries. You know, there's a lot there that they've got to deal with, so cut them a bit of slack, yeah? Before the Crico Act, prosecutors would seek to designate all corporations engaging in aggressive market or cartel-like behavior as criminal organizations, arguing that their structure does not significantly differ from a mafia. My god. Post-Crico, corporations with legal business charters are effectively immune to conspiracy charges. Wow. Whereas if an actual company is found to be in the wrong, they go to trade court rather than like legal court, and instead of getting like jail sentences, they just get their entire company taken away from them, which to corpos is much more of a threat. The prisoner's dilemma explained. Oh god, I bet this bloody criminal organization training manual. It's like, okay, if there's ever a prisoner's dilemma situation, say nothing. Just say nothing. Meg is a derogatory and hateful term. So this came up, I think, in like episode 0, referring to it was originally short for Megan. Oh, I see, like Karen. That's clever. But yes, these are the hints. I guess it was episode 1. These are the hints of like the surveillance state and media manipulation that is sort of is an undertone through the rest of the games, but not directly addressed the way it is in a lot of games. Stuff like, tired of having to read anti-industrious sentiment on the net? Use our auto-censor tools to replace harmful terms like Meg with family-friendly alternatives like job creator or patriot. You know, this is a prime example, and I think almost this exact article did appear in one of the previous ones. It's a perfect example of the sanitization of the net for the corporation's benefit. A cricket case. He's corrupting the Crico acronym a lot, but his risk assessment is misguided. Paperwork brings down more criminal organizations than guns ever will. Give a half-decent accountant one thread to pull on, and they can rip apart the mafia in less than a business day. Hey, what do creeks say? Don't hover. I'm only hovering if I'm bothering you. Am I bothering you? If you were bothering me, you'd know it. Okie dokie. Did I interrupt a game? What's your poison? 5-card full blind Monaco rules? Are those games? We just screw around with whatever we've got to kill time, lady. You know your stuff. You ever play around here? Now and then. The hell? You go slumming for card games? Now and then. Have I seen you at a game before? Maybe up by the 30s? Sorry, must have been some other redhead. Damn, thought I finally got my second chance at getting that beauty's contacts. Oh, you practiced that one a lot? Practiced it a little? How's it working? Keep practicing. You good, buddy? Looking a little sweaty. Well, that's just because I was exercising before you shut up. Aha. Bitch, you don't believe me? How do you think we defend what's ours down here? It's that smile. The smile's the weird thing. I assume the gun I was acquainted with just now played a role. Think we can afford to break the bank on bullets? It's easy to buy a gun, pulling the triggers. Also easy. Like kissing it goodbye, or it'll rat you out the first chance it gets. An aversion to firearms would explain the relatively low fatalities for gun-related violence. The big names can afford to buy a big gun every week, but for everyone beneath them, it comes down to crowbars, clubs, knives, and mods. Well, I'm sure you all do well in your fistfights. Fistfight is juvie. Sounds like recess shit. Sorry. Fisticuffs? Laugh it up. The first time you hear a sound a steel arm makes caving a skull in, you'll get exactly how we operate. Right. Sorry. It said pester on him. What? Nothing? You're just kind of glaring at me. It's my job to glare at suspect bitches like... Tanks is just superstitious. Though I wouldn't call it a superstition until it stops keeping you alive. I'm not. Did I pass a black cat on my way in or something? It's your clothes. Again? Didn't know your fine establishment had a dress code. It's not a code, it's just bad goddamn luck to wear red. Bad luck to see red, man. Same thing. Now, you see the red hood, then you fear for your life. Cosplaying as her is weird, but it won't doom you. Great, it'll only doom us. I don't think I've heard this particular ghost story, boys. Really? You're blending in so well. The Red Rider Hood? The Shinigami? Grim Reaper of the lower wards? Spot her on a misty night, end up dead by morning light. Come on, Creek, don't start with that shit, you don't even believe it. Don't have to believe it to have heard the rhyme. You've never heard of the Red Rider Hood, little girl in the fog with a big red raincoat? Misted in the crossfire of a shootout between pigs and robbers, wanders the ward seeking revenge. Misting being getting blown away. The bloody spray, yep. No, never. Though even Uptowners knew this stuff. You're going to tell me you've never heard of the cyberpunk or the little lord next? The cyberpunk. Oh yeah, this is just the cyberpunk being like an unacceptable term, like a almost derogatory term for people who fight against the law and such, but it's not really accepted by the Megs, obviously, because, you know, they're the ones it would be fighting against. Guess I don't have a good ear for this sort of thing. Or maybe you're just not as smart as you think you are. Says the grown-up man sweating because of a ghost story. How about I take extra care not to walk under any ladders for the rest of the night and we call it even? Walk under any... Where would you even find a... Oh, did you mean stepladder? Right. This has been explained to me. Because they made this exact same joke in episode 1. And apparently it's a Phoenix Wright reference. Where there was a ladder and someone corrected that it's actually a step ladder. Or something like that. I have not played Phoenix Wright. But it's weird this joke has come up again. Now he's afraid. You look pale as spit. Because for some reason I just got the horrible feeling that I lost a bet. Right, just creak left. Is that check? No? Oh, a door. Door's nearly as sturdy as the one out front, but a lot more slapped together. What was it originally? Sorry, did I misread that? No. Sorry, no, she's speaking now. Sorry, I thought it was him. That a walk-in freezer or something? What? No, we had an agreement about hovering, yeah? Yeah. It's barred from this side. Alright, come here, pull up a chair. Let me ask you something before we get started. What was your first job? Waitress. Waitress. You remember this feeling? 9 PM, diners filing out, doors close at 10. You'll start turning off the grills, taking out the trash, settling down. And then some mouth breather comes in at 9:40 with big black eyes expecting you to find him a table. Yeah. Yeah, asshole behavior, not breaking any rules, can't arrest him, can't shoot the guy. Even if you wanted to. So, related note, you're here to buy. A paying customer, happy to have you. Just read the room, Kay. Yeah, so that's him threatening her. That is a very subtle way of him... I mean, not that subtle, I suppose. But it's like a casual, folksy way of both getting to know her a bit and being like, look, don't push us. We're about to close. Sure. And no haggling. What are you here for? Well, can't be honest about that. Time to build a story. This creek seems less high-strung than the others. He must have a few years and a couple of promotions under his belt. He might be on the 3rd floor at the moment, but in spirit he's still on the street, earning. Everyone above him is more managerial positions. He's in between crowds, isolated. And he seemed entertained by a poke at the big guy. Putting all that together, I'm not actually here for myself. Truth is, I can't hear anything over the damn screen. I grab the remote sitting on the edge of the desk and turn off the screen. Sorry, did I misread that? No, I don't think I did. I grab the remote sitting on the edge of the desk and turn off the screen. That's better. The hell did you do that for? It was too loud. We like it loud. Screws with bugs and wires and cops. Are you a cop? Keeping it at that volume could damage your ears. You'd end up yelling all the time. Relax, Tanks. Like I was saying, I'm actually here for someone else. My boss, to tell you the truth. Ah, that sucks. Does your regional manager want a maid to order heart attack at his retirement party or something? You're not that far off. His son's turning 18 and he wants a party. An organic party. Hell's that supposed to mean? Hell if I know. But a co-worker let slip that I smoked a few times in college, so boss goes and hands me his dark card, slaps me on the rear and sends me down here. Told me to get everything his son needs for the best graduation ever. Ah, that's rough. A pretty lady like yourself shouldn't be stuck running errands at this hour, not in this part of the city. It's not safe. Speaking of which, Miller... Stand up, raise your hands. I oblige, but the lanky one keeps staring at me oddly, looking me up and down. It's not complimentary, he's searching for something. See, normally I would never be this poor of a host to such a nice customer, but... bosses, right? Yeah. Mine have been real micromanaging lately. It's kind of becoming a problem. So we're taking a little more care around new faces. Tucked inside a jacket around the left pocket. His eyes aren't modded. Did I give it away with my body language? Something you want to share with the class? Forgot I had that, maybe? Yeah, I have a knife on me. Should I have declared that in my papers? Would have been the polite thing to do, yeah. Sorry for the poor manners. But a pretty lady like me in this part of town? Guess I was just being careful around new faces. Alright. You're letting her keep it? I got you here to protect us. Have to wonder, though, why'd a high-power corporate mover shaker come in person? Why come to us? Why not go across the skywalk over to the nearest Icaria-owned dispensary? Cagey tonight, aren't we, boys? The hell are they so suspicious for? And who are the Icaria? The name sounds familiar. They are the former mob who have rebranded by buying a hospital. I can read between the lines. They're the competition. So if these Bluebloods are being this cautious around a paying customer, I can shame them over it. Bluebloods. International criminal organisation known as the Bluebloods originated in the early 21st century as an offshoot of Eastern Hemisphere triads. So these came about, the Blue Blood Mafia, came about when the Triad started negotiating with dockworker unions because smuggling became incredibly difficult. They're pretty much almost only smuggle stuff, it seems, because of their connections to the dockworkers, and are not particularly dangerous in the grand scheme. At least that's how people assess them. So if these Bluebloods are being this cautious around a paying customer, I can shame them over it. I mean, sure, everyone knows the Icaria have taken the lion's share of the city. I just didn't realise they had a monopoly too. Hey, get it straight, the Icaria won't be on top anymore once we... Never mind. Can we not do business? No one said that. So what'll it be? Well, I don't want any of these kids choking on their own foam, even if it'd be funny to watch. I figured I'd just buy a bunch of downers and maybe a handful of uppers. So half of them get high off the atmosphere. Downers, huh? We've got the new titration of lime, lasts for hours. Yeah, they can stir it into their watered down beers. Wait, new titration? No one's going to shit themselves, are they? No. Not until the morning, at least. Alright, well, I can live with that. What have you got on the other end? Got plenty, as long as you don't mind hippos. Hypodermics? I feel like these baby shark types will get nervous around needles. You got anything they can inhale? Oh, got a lot of nerve. Fast bump, high plateau, and a smooth ride down. Our best seller. Sounds great. Unfortunately, it's in high demand. Nirvana. That's quite funny. Because Nirvana is being considered for legalization, legitimate companies are buying the stuff for it, and it's actually crowding out the criminal organizations from being able to make enough to meet demand. That is quite funny. Unfortunately, it's in high demand, so I get that he's selling me drugs, but does he really have to sell me drugs? Hey, it's not my card anyway. Charge it. Gladly. Typing away at his tablet like this, he almost looks white collar. It checks out, right? The serial's legit, so... Yeah, man. You already said that. It's encrypted, Trey. It's not meant to be a one-tap purchase. Dark card, the gold standard of the untraceable fund transfer among the criminal and financial elite. Your average citizen wouldn't recognise it as anything special. It looks like any other credit or debit card. Only reason I recognised it is because they got flashed all the time back in my apprenticeship. Mostly for drawing lines, but sometimes for purchasing. Hard to convert the funds back into cash, but if you want to buy or sell on the black market, you couldn't ask for better. So what the hell is going on? I'm dangling some very enticing bait here. An amiable Mark spending money that's not her own. They should be salivating over me. Instead, they're practically x-raying me. Why? Interesting decor. Finally, someone notices. It's nice, right? It's called cherry wood. Redid the paint myself with the finish I had imported. It is a nice piece of furniture, Creek. But I was referring to your paperweight. Oh, yeah, that. You like it? Yes, I think. Sure. Has a certain rustic simplicity. It's not exactly gleaming. Have you considered giving it a polish? That'd be a crime. Oh? Polishing off the battle scars from a hard-won prize? Prize? It's not yours? Something I picked up on the job. No. 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 A masculine voice, muffled, possibly gagged, and stifled as if pained. Seems like I'm not their only guest tonight. I mean, that was pretty obvious from the door barred from this side. Really wish you'd left the music on, lady. Sorry, you say something? Completely spaced out just now. Didn't hear a word you said. Okay, that's okay. I didn't say anything. Guess you aren't so stupid you can't even mind your own business. Speaking of my business, how are we looking? The card's still processing. Sorry about that. Guess it takes time to snake a wire through enough pinholes that even the almighty state can't track it. Takes power too, apparently. Battery's plummeting. Puh, dark card. Almost more trouble than it's worth. Definitely didn't do its previous owner any good. Before I palmed it off his corpse. Your boss must be a careful guy delegating you to come down here with this. Yeah, maybe. Not very smart, though. He has no idea what any of this shit costs. Ah. If I treat myself after I finish here, it's not like he'd ever know the difference. Ha ha ha! Good on you, ripping off the bastard, a woman after my own heart. There it is. Now we just need 2 thumbs and a password for verification and we're golden. There a problem? Yeah, is there a problem? No, no problem. Sorry, it's just something I heard. And what's that? That the Bluebloods have gotten something special in recently? Can't trust everything you hear out there. Or read, or see. No, no, of course not. But is it true? A no mask? Like the man said, you gotta be careful what stories you listen to. Come on, what could it even cost? A couple thousand? Huh. I wouldn't know, I'm no art appraiser. But I do know that it's rare. Fun fact, no means talent, but I don't think that translation does it justice. Less than a dozen people on the planet can make them. What's so special about it? I mean, them, if they exist, which they don't. If you want a mask, you've already got one on your chin, lady. State puts up cameras, we put on masks. State adds layered scans, we wear helmets. High-tech climbs higher, low-tech punches lower. Back and forth up the escalators. But a no mask got tech that can't be answered. I see, that's why she wants it. Scissors sharp enough to cut rock. Anti-facial recognized fractalized active defense. Any camera, scanner or ads that looked at that mask, they'll see a face. Within a face, within a face, within a face until fatal error. Forget hiding from cameras, searching for blind spots. With a no mask, you could just walk down the busiest street in the city and brick every camera in half a kilometer. You know your stuff. Buyer beware. But if this mask could do half of what you think it could, anyone who got their hands on it wouldn't part with it easily. So how much? Ha! More than you can afford, that's for sure. I don't know about that, I've got a pretty nice stock options. Maybe you do have the money, that's not the issue. I can't sell it, it's already been spoken for. End of discussion! Well, sure, you can't sell something that's been spoken for, but things get misplaced all the time. Delivery carriers showing up at the wrong address, missing packages ending up in the backs of storage facilities, merchandise falling on the back of the proverbial truck. Ah, you weren't sent here on some errand. Shit. What? What is it? Take a long look, boys, because you may never get another chance. We're breathing the same air as a genuine consultant. So she's some kind of mega spy? That's quite a funny picture. If I was, I couldn't exactly come out and say it now, could I? Oh shit! Is it really this easy? Yeah, that's some real smart talk. Now give me one reason I shouldn't paint your brains onto the wall. Because I still haven't paid for my purchase? Definitely got the nerves of a consultant. They teach you that at some fancy uptown corpo school? Or was it something you were born with? Something I was born with? Probably. But believe it or not, I think that was a genuine moment of reflection. Of her being like, was I born a psychopath? But believe it or not, I'm glad we're having this conversation. Honesty always speeds up the negotiation. So in the spirit of cooperation, why don't you start being honest too? How's that? You don't want my money, traceable or otherwise. Only reason you'd entertain a customer while in the middle of whatever bottleneck you're keeping behind that door is because I have something rare that you desperately need. Don't assume desperation or need. How about want? You want the dark card account itself, not whatever shitcoin currency it holds. And why is that? To steal from your bosses. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. They're the ones stealing from us. Yeah, I'm sure you have very legitimate grounds for a wage theft suit, but I don't care. Whether it's for running away, skimming off the top, or just as insurance. You want a wallet they don't have eyes on. And since your tall friend hasn't misted me yet, it seems you're willing to barter for it. So, the card for the mask. Not even close. The card plus 2 quarters worth of my salary. That's nearly... Nah, sister, you don't have the cash for this purchase. And it ain't the kind of thing you can get a loan from the bank for. I don't like it, but... Not cash then. Might as well try it. What about information instead? I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it would have to be one hell of a piece of intel. I could give you heartbreak. Pfft. What did she say? Funny. That is funny. Heartbreak, the most famous anarcho-terrorist in the country, is at some Meg's beck and call. Upgraded to anarcho-terrorist now? Ugh. Lots of people were laughing very hard, having shorted the stocks right before each of his kills. Hold up, seriously? No, why do people buy this conspiracy shit so easily? I don't get the joke. Why would we want Heartbreak? To learn from him, make an example of him, hire him. You Bluebloods have been fighting the Rust, the Icaria, the State, and whoever else wants a piece for decades. Yet Heartbreak's got more notoriety than all of you combined in only a few months. There's really nothing you'd want to say to him, nothing you'd want to ask him? If he was sitting right in front of you? The following scene contains loud noises, flashes of light, depictions of violence and gore. Hell of a bluff, I'll give you that. Thought it was worth a try. Sorry, just procrastinating having to go back to my superiors empty-handed. Nah, it was good. Good effort. I mean, I'm still interested in the dark card, it's just... that mask is a death sentence crafted specifically for one special customer. I'm just the one given the honour of hanging on to it until... sounds like you got your own office politics to worry about. Getting pulled in every direction. I know the feeling. Well, that was a bunch of drama for nothing. You gonna buy or what, Creek? Oh, I'm still buying. Not for some kids' party, obviously. Plan is, we're going to spike the competition at this meet and greet, make the customer think they're drooling idiots. The mask was always a long shot, it was just personally curious. Curiosity can get you into trouble down here at the bottom of the world. Don't worry. I like to think I know a thing or two about discretion. I can see that. Let's wrap this up then. Your password and your thumbs, please. Sure. I'll just take off my gloves here. Oh yeah. I make a snap with my right hand as my left extends towards the desk. Sarah isn't going to come in and fuck them up, is she? No way. Viewer discretion is advised. Real quick, before I forget, do you have a bag for all this? Yeah, actually. The hell? Only needed to distract him for a second. Okay. Less than 1 heartbeat. Ah! I did tell him to mind the safety. Huh. Huh? Well, I genuinely did not expect us to actually see her kill someone. The big one made a small sound as he looked down to see his own gun had blown a fist-sized chunk out of his torso. Holy shit. Oh. He jumped up fast. I was expecting to blow his head off. From behind, a motion, a shape charging towards me. Spinning left, I draw my knife, exhale, and lower my shoulders. There. A loudly broadcast haymaker swinging in from his right. Bad instinct. He must have gotten used to these sparklers making people flinch. I step in and his bicep smacks dully into my shoulder. As I place my knife directly into his carotid. He's gripping that knife with all the strength he has left. Wait, is he really trying to pull it out? Oh no! Oh! Oh no! Sorry, this is just really catching me in ways I did not expect. Another bad instinct. Oxygen cut off to the brain, already losing vision. Red. And dropped all the grace of a garbage bag hitting the bottom of a dumpster. So that just leaves... Hasn't moved a muscle, newest member, weakest in the pack. Personally, I wouldn't have given the new guy guard duty, but hindsight's 20/20. The gun's double-barreled, 2 shots spent. And Miller still has my knife in his literal death grip. I'll have to improvise for this last one. What the hell? Why not? Oh no! Oh god! Oh shit! Jeez. Though, come to think of it, how do you use this thing? Aim for the bleachers, I guess? Oh, well, that is quite an opening.